Hello, welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner, classic known classics. This is episode number 1657 and Doubleshot number 1551. These two trades here are the final trades to collect Ta-Nehishi codices around both for Captain America and Black Panther. Why not discuss both of them? First up, it is Captain America by Ta-Nehishi Codis, volume, I believe this is volume 5 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, volume 5. This is All Die Young, Part 2. This collects issues of Captain America, volume 9, issues 26 to 30. Yeah, simply put in these issues, they exonerate Captain America for the attempted murder, of General Ross, who, by the way, comes back as the Hulk. I'll get more into that. He's also dealing with Nick Fury in here, and the stuff with, of all people, Wilson Fisk. Yes, Wilson Fisk. Yeah, they have to deal with him mainly because Sharon Carter made a deal with him. And the whole point of this storyline was take down the Lupins, which they did. They did succeed in doing that. And then the end of the story arc, basically Sin takes up her final position, not as Red Skull, but reassumes a position as Mother Superior. Which is actually the first time she's assumed this particular title in years. She's probably not been Mother Superior, not since not since issue 301, back in 1985, when Michael Clarkin was the writer for the book. Yep. She takes care of Mother Superior, and, we might see something basically build along with them. As in the case of Lupin herself, she is, Alexandra Lupin is actually murdered in this book by Sin. Yep, she is taken out here. Yeah, she gets killed off in issue 29, the pendulum issue of this run. Yeah, I believe she's killed by Sin. Yeah, I believe Sin was responsible for killing off the character. And, we also have with Dryhair, a.k.a. Peggy Carter, which I'll get to more of that with her. Yeah, so in the end, they do take on the Red Skull, and he's off to prison. And that's probably the last you see of the Lupins, because I don't know if they're going to reappear whenever the series resumes, because as soon as this volume ended, you probably think, okay, we're going to get a brand new writer, brand new number 1. Nope. Did not happen. At all. I mean, despite the big battle that happened toward the end of the book, which was really good, I like the fact we wrap up every single loose end, which is quite nice. Because next time you see Captain America have a comic book is The United States of Captain America, a 5-issue series. And then that ended. I got replaced with Captain America and Iron Man. / Iron Man. Excuse me. And that's the most recent for him aside pairing Avengers. And you're thinking, really? That's it? Just 2 miniseries? Where's the ongoing series? It's baffling. I mean, Captain America has had an ongoing series published on a regular basis since the 1960s. There has been no point there has not been a Captain America ongoing series published. For almost 70 years, he has had an ongoing series. And when in this book, nope. They decided to end it. I get the fact why they ended the volume when they did, because that's when the writer wrapped up his run, but you could have, announced a replacement writer. Nope. Do a miniseries, United States of Captain America. I've talked to a fellow comic show about this. Even he's baffled by the fact that Marvel doesn't have an ongoing series for Captain America. But this book is great. I give this book a 10 out of 10. It's actually really damn good. I'll talk more about the Black Panther stuff soon. I'm also discussing this Black Panther book too. Final thoughts on this run for Captain America. With pretty much this, I have pretty much reviewed everything published for Captain America that has come out since 2000 and I believe 3, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Now, there's some things you can praise about this run. One thing, got rid of Civil Rogers. A lot of people, basically, our readers were baffled by the fact Nick Spencer left him alive at the end of Secret Empire. Which, by the way, before this book, his only appearance between Secret Empire and this book was appearing one issue of Deadpool. And that was it. I think killing him off here was definitely a good choice, in my opinion. He also undid something Gary Duggan did. And you're thinking, what the heck did he do? Oh, by the way, I thought it was Sin Killer. No, I kind of forgot. It was actually A New Scourge the Underworld. Why? Because Bucky says, I heard a phrase. What phrase? Justice is served. Which means one thing. A New Scourge the Underworld is going to be about. And who knows we're going to follow up with that. Yes. It's kind of strange that this writer undid something that Gary Duggan did, a writer who's still working for Marvel, who is currently doing X books now. He's basically working on X-Men, he's working on Marauders, and he's going to wrap up his run soon for Secret Avengers, though his main X book is going to be wrapping up and being restarted again, because we have to have a new era every couple years, which, whatever. I don't think, as far as I can tell, here's the strange thing about it. Despite the fact Marauders is getting a new creative team, guess what Marvel's not doing with the book? They're not hitting the restart button. I'm like, what the heck took you so long to stop doing that piece of garbage? Because that's been Stu policy theirs for over a decade. Every time a book gets a brand new writer, we have to hit that restart button. And what I saw from the Slizits, nope, no restart. Gonna continue to say numbering, which, good on you. That's awesome. Don't ever restart the book ever again. Yes. But aside from the fact you fix something that should not have been left behind, basically Ty Blues and Nick Spencer, on doing something Gary Duggan did, he also apparently did something Brubaker did with this book. Yes, apparently thanks to the Cosmic Cube, Peggy Carter is alive. Despite the fact she died a decade ago. Yeah, she's currently drired as part of this group known as the Daughters of Liberty, which is interesting. I like the fact Nick Fury Jr. was involved in this book because Nick Fury Sr. was always involved with Captain America over the years, like almost on a semi-regular basis in the 60s. And he's appeared as a constant presence in every volume. Mainly because of Captain America's connections to the government. And one thing also quite interesting about this run? Barely any politics. Yes, Nick Spencer basically had a whole bunch of stupid bullcrap politics in his run that turned a lot of people off from his run. But this book, no. It felt as though basically with this book, we're actually addressing the problem of Secret Empire. And we addressed it, and we resolved it. Something apparently Mark Waid didn't want to do. Nope, he just did his own thing with the book and left. After only 10 issues. Yeah. But this book, in my opinion, is probably one of the best runs, in my opinion, since Ed Brubaker. It has a feeling of Brubaker's run on the book. Yeah. Because that's one thing I thought was quite interesting about this book. Was that we had the vibe of the awesomeness that was Ed Brubaker's time on Captain America. And we got that. I thought it was really amazing. Alright, moving on to the last book for Ty, not the closest one for Black Panther. This is the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, Book 4, which technically is... I believe this is Volume 7, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I know it's Volume 4, but... Yeah. Now, here's something interesting to know about this book. Now, first issue 19 came out in December of 2019. That's when issue 19 came out. Thinking, okay, nothing wrong with that. Which is indeed true. Yes. So, December 2019. Here's where it gets strange. 20, January 2020. 21, February 2020. And this is basically going to hurt a lot of people. Issue 22 was released in March 2020. As in the very year where everything went really stupid. Yes. But despite the fact that Marvel did produce and publish a couple months after this, issue 23 was not released until about a year later in February of 2021. And 24 was released the following month in March. And then for some strange reason, I have no idea why the heck this is, they decided to release the final issue of this run 2 months after the previous issue. Do not know why, but I've never heard of a delay that basically between issues was a whole freaking year. I mean, yes, I get the fact the pandemic was going on, but you could have brought the book back, but no. But that's all my only major issue with the issues of this book, which, by the way, this book contains issues of Black Panther Volume 7, issues 19 and 25. Yeah, and I will get to what happened next with the book once I finish my review for this one. Pretty much in the way with this one, we see the return of a couple characters. We see a return of both the Eli Bradley Patriot and his successor. They will appear in this book. Eli Bradley, with the exception of a couple cameos from Empire, this is his first proper appearance since 2012, when he appeared in the last issue of Avengers Children's Crusade. That was his last appearance properly. And here, it had been 9 years since his last appearance. In the case of Sean, who actually succeeded Eli, his last appearance was actually in the pages of all things, Champions. Yes, because as soon as Nick Spencer wrapped up his run for the book, which, that is true, he did do that. What seems so baffling, the fact that it took such a long time to return to such a proper character like the Patriot. Trying to find him here. Now, Sean Lucas, who is the current Patriot, alongside with the original one, which they did return for this book, his last appearance prior to appearing in these two issues, issues 24 and 25 of Black Panther, was appearing in the first issue of the most recent volume for Champions. And after this book wrapped up, he appeared in the penultimate issue of that run, and that's been it for the character. No, seriously, his last appearance was 4 months ago. Yes. Which seems so baffling, the fact that that was his most recent appearance. This one, basically, we have a lot of gathering, a lot of black superheroes. With the exception of one. There's no appearance by Blade in the story. Like appearances by Luke Cage, Misty Knight, Dr. Voodoo, Black Panther's ex-wife Storm, Miles Morales Spider-Man, Thunderbolt. It's just a really good book. And also he deals with an alien invasion. Another one. He fends it off. Also in the final issue, he kills Eric Killmonger. Again. Yes. You're thinking, really? He killed Eric Killmonger? Yeah, he did. Which I believe this was like the second time he's officially have died. Yeah, because he was brought back for this very story arc. Because the last time he was seen prior to this run was actually back in 2008. Where he got killed off. I think it was a tie-in to like Secret Invasion. Yeah, so when he appeared in this book, I mean, it had been the first time in 11 years since he'd been seen in present day. My only guess is the reason why they brought back the character was because, well, he did have a mini-series published during this period of time because of the Black Panther movie. Yep. And I love all the references here to John Hickman's run for New Avengers. There's a reference here to AVX 12, which everybody hates that issue of that book. And a lot of people blame Bendis for what happened to that issue because of Black Panther's marriage with Storm ended with that story, with that issue. But Bendis didn't write the issue. That was Jason Aaron. Surprisingly, Jason Aaron has not said anything about this issue in years. And in my opinion, and a lot of people agree with me, ending Black Panther's marriage to Storm was a mistake. Yes. Why do I feel that way? Because their romance was so fantastic. Reginald Holland did an absolutely fantastic job with their romance and their marriage over the course of 6 years. And heck, he's the one who married them. Well, he's the one who actually had the wedding in the actual book. And it was shocking the fact that it lasted for 6 years. Mm-hmm. Yep. But this book is just so good. It seems like with this book you have Ta-Nehishi just, in a way, doing a love letter to Black Panther. Because this book is just so good. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to give this book a 10 out of 10. Yes. Yes, a 10 out of 10. It's just a really damn good book, and I personally enjoy it. Now, of course, next time we see Black Panther after this book ends, well, he did pop up for X of Swords. Yep. Now, the first issue of the relaunch of Black Panther didn't happen until November of last year. Think about it. Final issue of this book came out in May, and the relaunch came out in November. You know how long that is? That's 6 months between volumes, which, wow, that is something. As for why it took so long to release the issue, I don't know. But my final thoughts overall on this run for Black Panther. It is really good. Despite that, yes, the story arcs did basically drop for a little while. But here's the thing. There are 3 sagas you have this whole book. You have Nation Under Her Feet, which was the first 12 issues of the book. And then you have Avenger New World, which was the, I think it was like 13 to 17, I think it was. And the renumbering for Marvel Legacy. And then with Fresh Start, we have the Intergalactic Empire Wakanda, which is something Jason Aaron set up in Marvel Legacy #1. Which I'm so glad they set that up. Because it feels as though we reached this final issue that everything for this whole entire run, this 5-year run, was planned, thought out, had a beginning, middle, and ending. Yes. And in my opinion, that's a really good idea. I mean, if you think about it, can you think of any other writer who actually anything like this, besides this one here? Well, not many of them per se can do this. I mean, especially at Marvel, because a lot of the time, basically, stuff has changed. Plus, I've heard also in the current book, Black Panther is no longer the king of Wakanda. You have to find out when John Riley takes over the book. Yes, John Riley is the writer for this book. And you're thinking, really? John Riley is the writer for this book. And here's the weird thing, though. The cover art is done by Alex Ross of this relaunch book. And plus, I love new logo they have for this book. Yeah, it's done by John Ridley. Which, aside from this book here, he also wrote Marvel vs. Legacy and he wrote a story for issue 3 for Wolverine Black, White, and Blood. So he's a fairly new writer. And I like some of the stuff he's done so far for the book. Yes. And plus also, this one had an annual published. Yes, an annual, which you're thinking, really? It did? Yeah, it did. It had one annual published. Which I believe this was collect and trade, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. This is a book where we actually had some former Black Panther writers come back, like Christopher Priest, a guy who wrote the most popular volume of the whole series, Reginald Holland, the guy who succeeded him, and Don McGregor, who I don't think he's done a book since then, since this book came out. I don't think he has, no. But this was the first book he did for Marvel since Blade, since like 1998. So it took him a sweet time to come back, like about 20 years. 20 years. Yep, and I do recommend checking out this entire run. It is well worth checking out because it is that damn good. I love it. And there's one other thing. There's not a bad issue this whole batch. One you gotta at least give you praise for this run is the fact that he brought back Ezekiel Stane. Which, prior to this run, the guy had not been seen in, get this, he had not been seen in 4 years. And you're thinking, really? He hasn't? Yeah, he hasn't. Now, as for why the heck it takes so long to bring back, of all people, Ezekiel Stane, I don't really know. Plus, I love the fact we reference stuff from when this book came out, just after Secret Wars. First issue of this run came out in April 2016. Now, I did talk to Brian Surflees about the first issue of this volume and the first issue of the start of the run. The covers look exactly the same, except that basically the background's different. Brian Surflees told me that was done on purpose. And during this run, we actually had the first appearance of the nanotech suit for Black Panther, which, yes, part of the movie, which I did talk to Brian Surflees about that. He was actually very happy to see that suit that he designed for the comics appeared in the movie. He was so happy to hear that. And the fact he knew about it. He's seen the Black Panther movie. And I agree. The movie is amazing. And it's well worth its nomination got for Best Picture. And aside from the suit, he also introduced new technology for Wakanda. He also introduced Wakanda flag. Yes, for a country, it never had any flags. And thanks to this run, we actually have a kind of an actual flag now, which is awesome. Of course, Daniel Kuhn himself would be the artist a lot of the time in this book, along with Brian Surflees, which is great, though he drew the last issue of this book. Now, 19 to 23 was mostly done by Ryan Becklem, with co-artwork by Daniel Kuhn in issues 20, 22, and 25. The cover is done by two people, Megan Hadrick, for issue 19, and the rest of the book is all Daniel Kuhn. Yeah. Run's amazing. Check it out. It is really, really good. Of course, also, I can't forget to talk about the fact this book actually had spin-off books. You're thinking, really? It did? Yes. First time since Christopher Priest's run, we actually had spin-offs. Of course, that book had a short-lived spin-off, The Crew. In this book, we had Black Panther, The War of Wakanda, an absolute great series that abruptly ended the second issues. Which, to knowledge, I did get a chance to ask Brian Surflees, even though he was involved with the book, why the book ended in 6 issues. And he pointed out, though, that book was released at the wrong time. They should release the book after the Black Panther movie, not before. There was Black Panther The Crew, the Shah-Ra short-lived ongoing series, and a mini-series for Eric Killmonger, which explores his backstory, even had by freaking Bullseye in this series. Which, the other things I've covered, aside from this run, for this whole franchise of books, for this time period, is just Black Panther The Crew, which the book got canceled due to low sales. Basically, with the cancellation was announced with issue 2. The book had not been selling too well, and the book ended after only 7 issues. This book here was actually the first time that the Americops appeared outside of the Captain America book, when Nick Spencer brought this character back. The Shah-Ra book was amazing. They actually launched that book at the same time this volume started. I don't know why the book ended. It's only 10 issues. They launched that book the same time as the Killmonger book. And both books are amazing. I'm looking forward to reviewing both of them in the future. But yeah, not much to say about these two books. They're both really, really good. Okay, so that's a particular review. And stay tuned for the next review, which is probably going to be either a comic corner or probably going to be Doctor Who. Okay, next video. Bye.